Hey there and welcome to Scandal Steep. Why are you even doing this? People asked. Maybe it's time to pack up and go home. But for Fantasia Burino, walking away wasn't an option, even when every step forward felt like pushing through quicksand. Like Celie from The Color Purple, Fantasia had no choice but to keep going, even on days when her spirit resisted. Deep down, something drove her onward, a strength that could only be described as instinctive and unstoppable. In a recent interview with Oprah, Fantasia shared her emotional experience with the iconic role of Celie. Oprah asked about Fantasia's feelings, challenges, and excitement as she brought this complex character to life. The interview was nothing short of inspiring, resonating deeply with audiences who cherished both the movie and its powerful exploration of women's resilience and bonds. The shared experience of this story seemed to create a tangible energy in the room, one that Fantasia, Oprah, and the other cast members felt just by sitting together. Oprah, one of the most influential media figures, and Fantasia, a Grammy-winning artist, shared more than just a stage and screen, they shared a journey. Fantasia recalled those intense moments on set, especially when the story's darker themes weighed heavily on her. During particularly challenging scenes, Oprah would offer a helping hand. Sometimes, Oprah could sense that Fantasia needed a laugh to lift the weight of Celie's struggles, even if just for a moment. In moments like these, Oprah's support allowed Fantasia to maintain her sanity and keep going with renewed vigor. For Fantasia, stepping into Celie's world was an emotional rollercoaster. Acting, she said, felt like a profound, almost spiritual experience. She would open herself up, allowing Celie to inhabit her fully, channeling the character's trials and tribulations through her own body and voice. With her chakras open, Fantasia said she became a vessel for Celie's story, embodying the character so deeply that separating her own feelings from those of her role often became a challenge. Fantasia admitted there were times she wanted to escape the emotional demands of the set. She would invent excuses, like needing to go home to her dog, even though no such pet existed. She shared this story with a laugh, recounting how her co-stars had no idea her dog was purely fictional until much later. Ironically, after playing this role for so long, Fantasia ended up getting a real dog. And, when her co-stars asked the dog's name, she joked, "Lola, she's the sister to Celie's spirit, in a way." Fantasia shared a humorous and heartfelt story about meeting Leonardo DiCaprio at a special event. Oprah, who had brought Fantasia along, noticed her excitement and tried to keep her focused. But Fantasia couldn't help herself. Meeting DiCaprio was one of those rare star-struck moments that made her feel like a giddy teenager again. It was a reminder that even accomplished artists have moments of sheer awe. Reflecting on the role of Celie, Fantasia described the experience as both transformative and taxing. She likened it to carrying not just her own burdens but Celie's, a dual weight that often felt overwhelming. Oprah's support, along with the encouragement of other cast members, made all the difference. They all understood the unique toll that such an emotionally charged role could take on an actor, especially one who embodied the character so fully. During the interview, Fantasia also opened up about a personal health scare. Following her time on Broadway, she discovered growths on her vocal cords. It was a difficult revelation, a painful reminder of the sacrifices she'd made for her art. Despite this setback, she couldn't help but question if anyone truly appreciated the dedication and vulnerability she brought to the role of Celie. Her journey wasn't just about acting, it was about navigating an industry that often valued fame over humanity. Fantasia was candid about the pressure of being in the public eye, recounting how many people around her saw only her talent as a way to make money, overlooking her as a person. She shared that her grandmother's advice kept her grounded. "What good is it for a man to gain the whole world but lose his soul?" Oprah has long spoken about the power of women, using her platform to elevate and honor their resilience. This night was no different, and she reflected on how every person, at their core, seeks validation, a feeling that they matter. This, Oprah said, was the essence of her show, understanding people's need to be seen and heard. Sharing her personal reflections, Oprah explained that supporting Fantasia in her role as Celie felt especially meaningful. From the first time Oprah saw The Color Purple, the story had profoundly shaped her own understanding of herself and the struggles of women around her. Oprah's connection to Fantasia was a celebration of two women, each shaped by hardship but both finding strength through shared experiences. Reflecting on her journey, Fantasia shared that the industry's pressures had at times left her feeling unseen. She admitted that the darker sides of fame often made her want to walk away, but in the end, she couldn't. She'd been called to this role, to tell this story, just as Oprah had been called to her mission. Despite the hardships, Fantasia's resilience remained unwavering. In a heartfelt exchange, Fantasia recalled a moment when she confronted Oprah about her frustrations. Despite their differences, the respect and understanding between the two women shone through. The bond they shared was more than professional, it was a shared journey of survival, resilience, and triumph. Fantasia emphasized how Scott Sanders, the director who had first brought her into the role, saw something in her that she hadn't yet recognized herself. Raised in High Point, North Carolina, Fantasia had never considered acting on Broadway, and she certainly didn't have formal training. But Sanders had faith in her, knowing she could relate deeply to Celie's story. When Fantasia left Broadway, she was still grappling with the experience. The role had demanded so much from her emotionally and physically, and when she left, she underwent surgery on her vocal cords, a stark reminder of the toll her art had taken on her body. She wondered if anyone truly understood the depth of her sacrifice. Despite all this, Fantasia found a renewed sense of purpose in her journey. She realized that her story, filled with struggles and triumphs, could inspire others, especially young women facing their own battles. To every young girl out there, she said, know that you are beautiful just as you are. Use your story, let it be a testament, not a burden. Don't let it break you. Fantasia's words moved the audience, leaving a lasting impression that went beyond the screen. Oprah, too, expressed her admiration, acknowledging the power of Fantasia's journey and the impact she had on those around her.